Moonshadow, moonshadow, leaping and hopping on a moonshadow, moonshadow, moonshadow. And if I ever lose my hands, lose my plow, lose my land, oh, if I ever lose my hands, oh, if I won't have to work no more. And if I ever lose my eyes, if my colors all run dry, yes, if I ever lose my eyes, oh, if I won't have to cry no more. Oh, I'm being followed by a moonshadow, moonshadow, moonshadow. We're leaping and hopping on a moonshadow, moonshadow, moonshadow. And if I ever lose my legs, oh, I won't moan and I won't beg. Oh, if I ever lose my legs, oh, if I won't have to walk no more. And if I ever lose my mouth, all my teeth, north and south, yes, if I ever lose my mouth, oh, I won't have to talk no more. Did it take long to find me? I asked the faithful light. Did it take long to find me? And are you gonna stay the night? Oh, I'm being followed by a moonshadow, 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 leaping and hopping on a moonshadow, 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 moonshadow. Hello, my veteran friends and all my friends that have tuned in to learn how to play Moonshadow. And I won't even call it a campfire version because we're pretty much sticking to the original version that Cat Stevens played. There are a couple of little nuances I've left out, but for the most part, this is how Cat played the song. So Moonshadow employs 6 chords. First chord in the song, a D chord, one that we're all familiar with. Second chord is a G, plain old G. Third one is an A, and I'm typically barring that A with my middle finger on the second fret of strings 4, 3, and 2. There's also an E minor, and in the dramatic bridge in the song, which we'll cover, there's a E major, and then there is a little chord from hell in the song, the B minor. So typically your B minor would be barring with your index finger on strings 5 through 1 on fret 2, and then playing that little A minor shape over the top of it. Now, what I do in Moonshadow is we're transitioning from a D down to a B minor in the song. And so what I do is simply maintain that D shape and just bring my thumb up and fret the 5th string on the 2nd fret. And it's a very legitimate sounding B minor chord, and makes for a smooth transition when you go from a D, B minor, to an E minor, then to an A like we do in the song. Anyway, let's talk about the strum pattern. So it's basically a bass note, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, bass note, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, and in the intro, let's talk about the strum pattern there. So it's D and 2 and 3 and 4 and D and 2 and 3 and 4 and G and 2 and 3 and A, D and 2 and 3. Again, D and 2 and 3 and 4 and D and 2 and 3 and 4 and G and 2 and 3 and A, D and 2 and 3. So, if you want to play a campfire version of Moonshadow, then that's how you would play during the intro and during the chorus in the song, rather than try and play the vocal melody as Cat Stevens does. But for those of you that want to try to play that, we start off in this D, and then it employs a fairly long stretch. So I'm playing a D chord, and then I'm kind of moving my fingers toward the bottom of the guitar as far as I can, and stretching and hitting string 1 on the 5th fret, fretting string 1 on the 5th fret to get that first melody note. So it's 5th fret to the 3rd fret, and then you pull the pinky off and you've just got a basic D chord. So it's 5, 5, 5, 5, 3, 2, 3, and then you hit the 2nd string on the 3rd fret. So that's just the melody. I'm being followed by a moon shadow. And then you transition to that G by playing the F sharp note, the 2nd fret of the 6th string, and then you play your G, moon shadow, and then to the A, then to the D. And then the hammer-on there at the end of the chorus is a 2-finger hammer-on. And we're used to just hammering on string 1, fret 2. In this case, we're hammering both on string 3 and string 1. Very nice sound. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the chorus. Now for the verses, it's just a bass note, up, down, up, bass note, up, down, up. So I'll call it out for you. G to a D, to a G, to a D, G to a D, E minor to an A, G to a D, G to a D, E minor to an A, to a D, B minor to E minor to A, to a D, hammer. G to a D, G to a D, G to a D, E minor to an A, G to a D, G to a D, E minor to an A, to a D, B minor to an E minor to an A, to a D, hammer down. Excuse me. So then, right before we get to the bridge, Cat plays the intro through 2 times. I'll play it once for you. Now is where that E major comes in, and it comes in strong. This is kind of like the high point of the song. So you come in hard on that E. Did it take long to find me? I asked the faithful eye to an A. E. Did it take long to find me? Back to the E. And are you gonna stay the A to a G? Oh. And then the last chorus, it's strummed. We're not doing any of the melody stuff. So it's I'm being followed by a moon shadow, moon shadow, moon shadow, leaping and hopping on a moon shadow, moon shadow, moon shadow, and then it closes out. Moon shadow, moon shadow, moon shadow, moon shadow. And there you have it. Moonshadow from Cat Stevens. Fantastic campfire song. Sorry you guys, I'm fighting a cold. Been fighting a cold for a few days, so I've woven in a few coughs into this lesson for you. Thank God you can't catch my cold from your computer screen. Moonshadow, Moonshadow. So anyway, have a fantastic week singing and playing Moonshadow, and I look forward to sending you another lesson very soon. Until then, adios, my friends.